Utterly and completely vicious, the only way to describe the violent and dangerous spring storm that's sweeping the Northeast today, as if Mother Nature had a score to settle with New England. By most accounts, today's severe weather won the battle with schools, governments, businesses, and airports, which tried but failed to remain open today. Spring robins were left to wander confused through a blinding, biting snowstorms. Winds gusting to 50 miles per hour made walking next to impossible, but still a good deal safer than driving because traffic today was a real nightmare. Eyewitness News reporter Bill Shields reports that in Boston, people coped any way they could.
It was just as the weather forecasters predicted. The snow hit eastern Mass shortly before rush hour this morning, and within minutes, roadways were jammed with disbelieving drivers. And as the storm intensified, the number of accidents began to mount. A 10-car pileup on the Mass Pike turned the roadway into a parking lot for nearly an hour. Expressways became littered with abandoned cars, so tow truck operators worked frantically most of the day.
Nobody expected this weather, I guess, you know. So everything is turning ice now, and from the looks of it, it's not going to stop yet. It's going to last for a while.
Well, the storm not only lasted, but it grew stronger. Driving became even more hazardous. By noon, many businesses were telling their employees to go home, which meant naturally they'd have to go outside to get there.
Springtime. I'm looking forward. I hope it comes someday.
I'm really thrilled. I come back from skiing for this.
I don't know why they had to do this today. It's a late April Fool's Day joke, I think.
But it wasn't a joke if you had to walk into the driving snow. And for some, the snow clearly had the upper hand. Winter had returned with a vengeance. But barking at it doesn't really help much. But then some people can make the best of any situation. Maybe many of us simply couldn't believe a storm like this could hit on April 6th. As one radio disc jockey said, it's winter's last gasp for the 16th time.
By and large, it's going to be a big midwinter storm. It looks pretty bad out there right now, and it looks like it's going to last for several more hours as we're getting bands of heavy snow across much of New England at this time. 6 to 10 inches around the Boston area, some places over a foot. Now, this is the way the satellite looked from this afternoon, showing the almost an eye structure to this very intense storm. Take a look at these temperatures. Absolutely incredible for April. 25 degrees in Boston with moderate snow right now. And it certainly qualifies as a full-fledged blizzard, as these scenes will testify here. The low visibility and the heavy accumulating snow rapidly makes this a full-fledged blizzard in April.
This is what it looked like for air traffic controllers in the tower at Logan around noon today. The sanding equipment and plows were out early, but their drivers couldn't see a thing. The snow was being whipped around by 30-mile-an-hour winds, gusts to 60. At 11:15 this morning, the maintenance crews gave up. A complete whiteout, they called it. Thousands of stranded passengers could do nothing but line up to make new reservations. Some airlines, like TWA, gave up for the day early. All flights until tomorrow were canceled. Delta continued to book passengers on its later flights, but even if the snow stopped, so many aircraft had been diverted to other cities that most passengers were pessimistic about getting out of town anytime soon. About all anyone could do was find a comfortable seat and relax. Cars did a pretty good business today, and finding a vacant pay telephone was next to impossible.
Hello, Tom? Yeah, I just wanted to tell you all the flights have been canceled.
Most area schools opened this morning. Officials apparently thought that the worst part of today's storm would not occur until after classes were dismissed this afternoon.
All Boston schools dismissed classes 2 hours earlier than normal when it was determined that the storm was going to strike with more intensity and much earlier than originally anticipated.
During the morning, first period, the intercom said that we were going to get out 2 hours earlier.
How are driving conditions out here this afternoon?
Very, very dangerous. It took me, I left Boston Latin School over an hour ago. I had to drive to Chinatown and then come here. And it took me about an hour and 15 minutes to do that. Traffic is just incredible and cars are sliding all over the place.
I'm ready for spring. I don't know about you.
You said it.